Equity, Investigation, and Improvement Plan, 2 schools in Palatine Community Consolidated School District 15. Community Consolidated School District 15 is the 3rd largest elementary district in Illinois, serving a diverse population of all or part of 7 northwest suburban communities outside the city of Chicago. The towns include Palatine, Rolling Meadows, Hoffman Estates, Inverness, South Barrington, Arlington Heights, and Schaumburg. The district consists of approximately 35 square miles with a population of over 119,000. District 15 has 15 elementary schools, 4 junior high schools, and 1 preschool, early childhood center, and alternative public day school. 2 schools were chosen. When reviewing the 2015-2016 schools in District 15, the K through 6 schools with the highest and lowest percentage ready for the next level on the Illinois at a Glance report card were chosen. The highest was Marion Jordan Elementary School, and the lowest was Jane Addams Elementary School. The colored areas on the map represent the various elementary schools in District 15 and the parts of the community they serve. Marion Jordan is located on the western side of the district and Jane Addams on the east. Marion Jordan serves a larger geographical area, which is the entire village of Inverness and a very small part of the village of Palatine. This area was first settled in 1836. It became the town named Inverness in 1926 and continually grew, annexing unincorporated areas in the 1970s and 80s to the boundaries it has today, with a population of almost 7,400. Inverness is considered the most wealthy area within the district and ranks 63rd on the list of highest income places in the United States. Jane Addams is located in a portion of the eastern part of the village of Palatine. Actually, until the annexations of the late 1990s, Jane Addams was considered in the northeast corner of Palatine. Palatine was founded in 1866 and currently has a population of about 69,000. The racial and ethnic diversity between the 2 schools is quite different. Marion Jordan's top 2 groups that make up 94% of all students are white at 68% and Asian at 26%. Jane Addams' top 2 groups that make up 88% of all students are Hispanic at 65% and white at 23%. Looking at the student characteristics, the numbers with greatest disparity between the schools are Jane Addams's with 68% low income, 48% English learners, and 14% students with disabilities. Marion Jordan has an enrollment of 420 students and an average class size of 27. Jane Addams has an enrollment of 690 students, but an average class size of 19. Both schools offer band, choir, and gifted and talented programs. Jane Addams offers additional bilingual programs and courses, summer school, supplemental education services, tutoring, and Title I programs. Academic progress is another great difference between the schools. Partnership for Assessment of Readiness for College and Careers, or PARC, is a state-administered test in reading and math that became the state standard in the 2014-2015 school year. All Illinois public school students in grades 3 through 8 are required by law to participate. Each year, all school districts must give and complete the PARC exam, and typically, District 15 administers the PARC exam in March. Marion Jordan students scored 78%, more than double the Illinois state average of 33%. In contrast, Jane Addams scored 24%, 9% lower than state average. Age-wise for the facilities, both schools are about the same. Marion Jordan has an overall smaller student population but larger class sizes. It has only 6% English learners, 3% low-income families, and 9.2% receive free or discounted lunches. Jane Addams has a much larger student population but smaller class sizes. Almost half of the students are English learners, 68% come from low-income families, and over 75% receive free or discounted lunches. I believe the stakeholders' perceptions of the schools shape the clubs and programs offered. Research I conducted compares the 17 clubs and programs offered by Marion Jordan to the 20 clubs and programs offered by Jane Addams. The only common club between the 2 schools is art. Both schools offer or have before and after school care, family nights, parents association, and spelling bee. Marion Jordan offers 7 clubs to the Jane Addams 4. However, the Jane Addams offers more programs, partnerships, and even a high school internship. These programs and partnerships seem to address the makeup of Jane Addams' student population that is largely Hispanic and low income. Marion Jordan, though it has a Palatine address, serves the upper middle class village of Inverness. As a kid growing up in Palatine in the 1960s and 70s, Inverness was where the rich people lived. Though some communities around Inverness have raised their socioeconomic status to include west and southwest portions of Palatine, Inverness is still considered the most affluent. When Jane Addams was built, it was in and served the northeastern portion of Palatine. It was a predominantly white middle-class area up until the late 1980s when there was a steady large migration of Hispanics, mostly from Mexico. The area has become more populated and low socioeconomically. The same area reports the highest crime rates in the village. Inside knowledge I have knows that the Palatine's neighborhood-based policing program puts more resources in this area. Of the police districts within Palatine, Jane Addams is in a district that has increased manpower, patrols, and plans for responses to incidents. Hyten and Patez wrote about ethnographic and narrative works that offer portraits of injustice related to schools and education. One such work was Subtractive Schooling, U.S. Mexican Youth and the Politics of Caring by Angela Valenzuela. In that work, Valenzuela argues that rather than building on their strengths, schools subtract resources from youth of Mexican descent. Could this be a case for Jane Addams? If I were to become the leader of Marion Jordan, I would begin a deeper evaluation of the school and its programs. As the research I have conducted reveals it to be a high-achieving school and student population, I would not change anything at this point. If I were to become the leader of Jane Addams, again I would begin a deeper evaluation. Meeting with the various stakeholders such as staff, teachers, and parents would be one of the first things to do. An evaluation of the various programs needs to be conducted, and I would keep and enhance the successful programs and eliminate and replace those unsuccessful programs. Recently, it appears that local entities were attempting to address the Jane Addams issues without directly stating as such. An attempt to pass a $130 million bond referendum happened in 2016. 2 new schools were to be built to include a large elementary school in Northeast Palatine where a majority of the Jane Addams students would go. Jane Addams would be converted into a STEM middle school with its former students having priority to attend. Community members voted down the bond issue with 70.64% voting no, while 29.36% voted yes. The biggest reasons for the no vote were lack of community engagement and financial reporting. Also, the district had approved a 10-year teacher contract, the first of its kind, prior to proposing the bond referendum. This met with mixed results in the community, especially in the way this contract would be financed.